With so much noise out there regarding quality wine, from glossy marketing campaigns, awards, and shiny stickers, and endless opinions, how can you tell a truly well made wine from one that's just cleverly sold? Today, we're diving into one of my favorite discussions: what really makes a wine good? Welcome back to the VINVERITY Show. Hello, and thank you so much for joining me again today, everybody. I'm Corky, your certified wine expert, and today's show is dedicated to explaining what really makes good wine good. By the end of this episode, you'll have a clear sense of how to identify quality wine and maybe even spot when you're being sold the idea of quality rather than the real thing. Let's start off by clearing up some common myths about quality. One common myth is that quality means expensive. This could not be further from the truth. There are plenty of affordable wines made in the world with exceptional care, and equally, there are some extremely pricey bottles that rely more on marketing than the merit of the wine itself. Price and quality definitely do not equate. Another common myth is that quality means age worthy, when in fact, only about 2% of wines are actually meant to age. It's true that fine wines built for long term cellaring must show depth and structure, but there are beautiful, high quality wines made to enjoy fresh and young. Do not let the myth of older is better steer you in the wrong direction when it comes to wine. Myth number 3 is that quality means big, rich flavors, which is not at all true. There are many light, delicate wines which can be just as high quality as bold, full body wines. A wine's quality isn't in its weight, but in its balance of purity and complexity. Another way that many wine drinkers are tricked into believing that a wine might be of quality is because of fancy marketing campaigns. These big campaigns, billboards, and influencer buzz don't make wine better, they just make it louder. And remember that all these marketing costs are built into the price you pay. True quality doesn't need gimmicks, it speaks for itself in the glass. So, what does make a quality wine? I like to think of quality through the 4 pillars: fruit, winemaking, philosophy, and art. Let's start with the fruit. Great wine starts with great grapes. This means healthy vines with careful, intentional farming. Every decision from site selection and pest management to the harvest timing influences the final flavor. As Robert Mondavi once said, you can make bad wine with good grapes, but you can't make great wine with bad grapes. As for winemaking, this can take years of experience and experimentation to truly develop an excellent winemaking program. This is where the winemaker can harness the character of the grapes by carefully harvesting, choosing fermentation and aging vessels, length, and take cues along the way of the vinification process to shepherd the finished wine to its optimum destination. And philosophy. Behind every great wine is a thoughtful philosophy. Quality driven producers think about sustainability, longevity, and legacy, not just short term sales. They make choices that ensure their land, brand, and wines will thrive for generations. As theologian Paul Tillich once said, wine is like the incarnation, it is both divine and human. Perfectly put. And the 4th pillar is art. This undefinable quality that the best wines all have in common. Hard to quantify in a scientific manner and can look, feel, and taste different from others' expression of truly quality wine. This is an X factor, an intuition, bringing forth something truly unique and awe-inspiring from the terroir, the grapes, and the process into the bottle. As expressed perfectly by Luis Fernando Oliveri, wine is the only artwork you can drink. We'll get into terroir in another episode in great detail, but for the time being, terroir is derived from the French word terra, which means earth. This is an all encompassing term that describes the time, place, and the entire environment of a vineyard. It includes complex variables like climate, topography, geography, human factors, cultural influences, the grape, microorganisms, and water sources. So, what makes a wine good? It's not the price tag or the label. What good wines share in common is a balance, authenticity, and intention, from the vineyard all the way to the bottle. When you taste a quality wine, there's a sense of purity and something divine that feels alive, expressive, and honest. That's a quality wine. And we will leave it at that for today. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of the VINVERITY Show. If you'd like to keep exploring the world of wine, go check out our online courses at vinverity.com. And please subscribe, like, and share this video to all of your wine loving friends. Until next time, in wine, there is truth.